Hello, beautiful ones. Welcome to Light Unfiltered. I was gonna take a sip of water and then I was like, go live. I'm like, wait, that was the wrong order. And also, hydration is really important right now. The sun is popping off. I keep getting notices on my phone from an app about different solar storms and the K index being increased into what can be pretty rough on the body. So, hydrate, rest when you need to. When you have a pocket of go time, go focus. You're going to find times where you are just like laid flat when there's energy coming in to upgrade us from the sun. And sometimes you're going to be inspired into action. Sometimes it's going to be a lot for your nervous system to handle. So taking care of your meat suit got to be top priority. And this is basically for any time the sun is popping off, but also just literally any time. We are going through some really interesting transition times. Interesting being code word for holy fuck. Right? Everything is crazy right now, right? New world being born, old systems dying, all of these people coming online and awakening and into chaos, all of the light illuminating all of the shit that has been in the seedy underbelly for so long. And it's melting some people's brains, and it really is frying a lot of nervous systems right now. Rightfully so. It is overwhelming. And also, if you're watching this, it's because you're here in a leadership role of sorts. You might not think of yourself as a leader per se, but you are an anchor of the future energy and ancient energy meeting in the now. You are an anchor for the light to flow. So that means you got to take care of your shit so that you're not spewing it all over everyone else. I'm not saying you always have to be cool, calm, collected, and regulated, but I am saying those of us that are here in leadership roles have a responsibility to take care of ourselves in the most exquisite ways. And that means listening, resting, taking care of the meat suit. These really high maintenance meat suits can actually be blissful to be in if they are taken care of and they know how to have the energy flow through them correctly. So, I'm going to be chatting today about some of those ways that I take care of mine when stuff is intense. We're going to talk about energetic flow. We're going to talk about the preparation for the new moon in Aquarius solar eclipse tomorrow, as well as that shift into the fire horse energy happening on the Chinese Lunar New Year. We're going to be talking about the energy of flipping from duty, like, I have to do this, into desire, because the frequencies are so different and one is going to take you a hell of a lot further than the other. And also, it's something that I have worked through myself many times and I'm getting really good at it. But sometimes I falter a little bit into the duty and the heaviness and the density of it. So I want to talk about that and just play with the energy of possibility today, because man, things are going to be opening up even as everything feels like it's crumbling and falling apart. When I was sitting in my meditation today, as I do, every day, but for a longer time on Mondays, because this is my day for no client calls. This is when I'm sitting and just being. I renamed this spot in my calendar Magical Manifestation Monday. So it has this ooh, yeah, what am I going to tap into, tune into? But I meditate for longer. And when I was able to really drop in and create enough space, which I do with my evolutionary alchemy prep and the tools that I teach all of the time that you can access yourself for free in my free content, like the Free Frequency Upgrade Academy. And I've taught it in the last few masterclasses that I have shared for free as well. I do that prep. I create enough space and then I sit in the energy. And today, when I moved out the zinginess of both the collective energy and the solar energy and all of that shit, and also some personal shock that I got yesterday, I can tell you about that too. When I moved all of that out and I dropped into the heart, I was like, oh my God, it's blissful energy. like absolutely blissful, so good. And this is the crazy thing about the energetics. Like right now, the frequencies that you can access, that you can feel in your body as a mystic are incredible. It's spectacular, and it's much more palpable and present than ever before, right? I have been playing in frequency magic for my entire life. I didn't ever like have like an awakening. I was always connected to spirit and could feel and sense energy and, just knew a lot of what was going on, though there's been lots of like revelation and learning and knowledge and embodiment over my 43 years. Um, lots lots of learning and deconstructing and deprogramming and all of that stuff. I've always been able to connect with source, with the divine, to drop into my heart and feel literal peace. Like that is something that has been accessible to me for a long time. And I formalized that when I was 16 and started studying meditation and was like, oh, this is really good. Had incredible experiences of bliss and unity and oneness, whether it was like on the dance floor or, being at a rave or something like that, or in meditation or with my clients or just on a walk my entire life. And I couldn't imagine not having that. And my goal is to share that with people. But what I am saying is the frequency now on the planet makes it so accessible and so present and palpable that it is easier to tap into, but only with the nervous system that is available to it. If we are in overwhelm, if we are in any kind of like energetically, it feels like an attack, right? Like, and it is because it is literally attacking, dissolving anything that isn't made of source energy. Anything that cannot hang out in that frequency bandwidth is being like just kind of like bubbled up and then shaken out. So there is a lot going on energetically. And what I love to do is support the leaders and the people that are here to be an anchor for the new light to be able to handle it. I love doing that in my mentorship, in my mastermind, in my membership. It is my obsession because I want people to be able to take a breath and drop into the bliss that I can. And I can teach people that, and I do, and I have for many, many years. But also, like, I don't want to be part of any tradition that just like sits in that mystical bliss and then retires from the world. The time of like hermiting and being in a monastery or a cave, like that is not for right now. That's the crazy thing. Everybody here is being asked to do something that we haven't done before, right? To be householders, women who are raising children, families, fathers, like, caregivers for other people and householders and business owners, all while going on this incredibly intense embodied ascension journey, like while healing, millennia of programming collectively, akashically, from your ancestral line. Oh my God, it's so much. There's so much going on. And I want you to know that it is really difficult. And also, it is very exciting. And the potential is really opening up now for those of you that have this soul calling to be a light leader. You know you're here to help. You already believe in magic. You have been on the healing journey. You have studied modalities and you are stepping into more. You're going across, if you haven't already, that bridge from like spiritual seeker and learner into teacher, anchor, visionary, leader, embodied divine light, emissary of Christ consciousness, etc., etc., etc. So this time is ours. We cannot do it alone. Oh my gosh, please don't even contemplate that because it's literally too much. It's too much for any one of us to do on our own, which is why I have committed this year to showing up and going live more often, of being more visible, because I know my voice and my presence holds the code of like, it is going to be okay, even though it is absolute insanity right now. And I hope you can feel that. I hope you can feel that beyond the mind, but in your body. And this is reminding me that when things were happening in 2020 and the pandemic had begun, lockdowns and, closures and things had started, people were freaking out. And I just started showing up online. And this was me 6 years ago at this point, almost 6 years exactly, it'll be 6 years in a month and 10 days ish. I just started speaking my soul voice. I started speaking light language, which is directly from my soul, and sharing that unfiltered light in my voice, in my song. And I had the intention of bringing comfort and clarity to people so that they could feel it. So I am inspired today to actually also share a little bit of light language from my soul, because I can yap in English. Je peux faire en français si tu veux, mais pas bon. I can't do spiritual talk in French. I just realized I could teach you gymnastics or dance in French because that is my level of experience. But I'm like, oh, I didn't learn all the spiritual words in French. So I could not. But I can share some codes for you in my soul voice, in light language. And so I am going to just invite you to take a breath and drop in and just feel it. And then we'll chat a little bit more in English about what is coming through. But if you have any desire to be prepared for what is coming up, the new moon eclipse in Aquarius, the transition into the fire horse energy, the shifting of, like Saturn into Aries that we were going through. And I think Uranus is coming into Aries like right away too. There's just so much that's happening right now. We have so many holidays, so much energy. Ramadan is beginning. Like there is a potency to right now. And I would love to support you in dropping into presence, expanding your capacity to be in your potency and your power and feeling beyond the words. So you can keep your eyes open or you can close them, not if you're driving, and just receive right here this energy from my soul to yours. Teash. Keris na oshtiki ai bis na kakopea. Daris na kaya tir ishtakar na kaye. Dantoshti kaya naka epokate. Darti yenoke. Dieshke irtina ba aye. Danokishta tariti koyanash. Arya no moye. Deshki eroti staka aye. Napoye kia. Darie. Yanokish na parkoye. Astori keniomope yakaye. Teshkana taye. Taye. Dar is no koyesta tia teki. Let's take a breath in and let it land in you. And just know that this is from my soul directly to yours with the intention of bypassing the human mind so you could feel the frequencies. So you could feel that in your body. And I would love for you to share what you received. This is actually a practice that I need to bring back in. I used to be known as the light language lady, and I would teach people how to activate their soul voice because I have the tools to help people decondition the mind, open the channel, and then express themselves, because that is something that I am here to do and to teach. And activating your light language, your soul voice can be so helpful in your authentic expression and your channeling and being able to cleanse and clear your own channel and just like be a magnet for people. And I find when I speak light language, I actually have this effect on people that is very magnetic. It'll either pull you in and you're like, oh my gosh, yes, you are my soul family. I have gotten so many clients from just speaking light language and they're like, I need to work with you. Oh my God, I remember at the soul level that we are connected. We have the soul family, soul resonance energy. And also I have had people do the thing where they're repelled and they're like, ew, yuck, what is that? And this is exactly what we want. Because we cannot serve everyone, nor are we here to. I mean, I would love to. That would be my highest intention. Love all, serve all. And also, my voice is not going to be resonant with everyone, right? My style, my expression. So I do speak to the lightworkers and the healers and the people who already know that magic is real, magic exists. They are already along the healing journey, you've already done a lot of work, because that is where I shine, is helping you put all of the separate pieces together again. I'm a unifier as an evolutionary guide, spiritual teacher, and freaking business coach. I love taking the magic and the enlightenment and helping you experience the infinite oneness, the bliss, and then doing something with it. Because without the something, without the embodiment and the aligned action to make other people's worlds a better place, then yeah, it's just some mystical masturbation that doesn't matter at all. Like, it feels good, it's great, but it's not the thing that's going to change the world. So we experience the infinite together. I love doing that. I love doing that soul embodiment, the activations, the soul journeys, the meditation that can be literally orgasmic in nature. People activate states of bliss in their body and being, and they weep with the love, and it's so good. I love taking people to that place. I do that in my membership, my mastermind, my mentorship. I teach other people how to do that for other people in my certifications. But what I also do is help you go, okay, and now what? So we are here to actually make a difference in people's lives, to inspire them with our own authentic expression and light. And sometimes just being that light is enough. But also, I think the action is so important right now, too, because we're literally deconstructing and then rebuilding the entirety of our human experience. And so that takes some of the pieces like building a business or writing the book or launching the podcast. And the energy that is happening right now feels like slingshot energy about to launch you like into this new stratosphere. The things that are out of alignment are going to really be noticeable. And then we're going to need to have the blinders on, as I have been channeling for a while, so that we can be focused on our piece of the puzzle. And you are here to bring in the potential, the new, the stuff that is so freaking geniusly ahead of its time that people do think you're mad. That is the Aquarian visionary energy right now. This new moon energy is so powerful, especially right before this fire horse shift and all of that. But Aquarius is the second last zodiac sign before the Bodhisattva Piscean energy of collective consciousness and unity. The Aquarius sign is like future now. It is tapping into like the intersection between spirituality and technology, the intersection between thoughts and feelings. The visionary capacity of Aquarius is so fascinating to me, and I love it so much. And so I invite you to spend some time today to really get clear on what it is that you want to really envision in terms of the future, clear over the next couple days, right? For your future and also for the collective. Spend some extra time in meditation. If you need some help and support in doing that, like my membership, Abundant AF, is full of the resources that you need to be able to access the infinite and just vibe with it and bring through your piece of the puzzle. This is what I love to do inside Magical AF, the mastermind higher level container as well, where it's all about clarifying your role, what you're here to do, and just releasing a bunch of the old paradigm shit that's limiting you. The old ancestral stuff, the old Akashic stuff, collective stuff. We eliminate that density. We clear it and clean it quickly and easily. We get the divine support for you to reconnect with who you are, what you're here to do, with the oversoul of your business or your soul mission. We reorient you to the highest potential, not the shit that you think you should do, but what is actually in store for you, which is really playing into the divine frequency and the super consciousness that I can show you how to tap into, because your limited human mind, which is an amazing tool, it just doesn't have the same creative imagination as the divine, as your highest self, as source itself for you. So playing with this element of not just manifesting, right? Like, that's great. It's fun to manifest, but really tapping into the paradoxical, like, surrender and being like, like, divine source, mother, father, God, show me what is for me. Please support me in seeing it, accepting it, and then taking the action steps that I need to bring it into this reality. That was my prayer this morning, right? My prayer often is like, it's not just let me do what I want. It's like, thank you so much for showing me the potential. Thank you so much for showing me what I am capable of. Thank you for preparing me for this journey. Support me in having the wisdom, the capacity, the power to do what is like the most expansive version of what I could possibly do for myself and humanity too, and for my family. I pray that every day, right? And sometimes that means rewriting my whole identity. Sometimes that means dissolving all of the beliefs and things that I have been holding that have been keeping me back. And it's like rebirth after rebirth. And that gets exhausting, but it always is so worth it in the end. Oh my goodness. The rebirth process I'm very familiar with, and also the like just getting my ego's desire to stay where I am in my comfortable space out of the way. And I've gotten really good at navigating that and supporting other people in navigating that. I just so much experience in walking people through their rebirth or stabilizing after they have been up leveled and actually like embodying that energy fully. That is something that I would not have chosen for myself. I was happy being a hula hoop teacher who guided joyful movement and healing. Like that was great for me. And then Spirit was like, absolutely not. You have a higher calling. And so I had to step into that, quicker than I was expecting to 6 years ago when COVID came through. I was prepping to do it in a few years because my timeline and the divine timeline were not one. My ego's timeline was like nice and slow in a comfortable way. And the divine timeline was like, no, like get ready now. And then, when the pandemic began, I had already been preparing for 9 months to step into that role because Spirit came to me and told me that I needed to put down my hula hoops and my teaching of children and my artist in residency and my old in-person business so that I could be prepared for what is coming next. And I didn't understand why. And then in March of 2020, I was like, oh, that explains it. That's what I was being prepared for when people were going to be going through a spiritual acceleration. So I built my online business and I have been playing with that for 6 years. And the same energy is coming through right now, where I have been for the last year or so really preparing for what is coming next. And the next is like we're about to be launched yet again. So on the back end, my business is going to be leveling up. I have a bunch of things that I am planning for. On the personal level, we just moved last year, exactly a year ago, into the house that I have never been happier in. It has been perfect. I literally yesterday was laying in my bed in the morning going like, I love this place. I love this home. We're in the perfect space. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful, almost crying with tears of gratitude. And then about half an hour after that, I got a text from my landlord saying, hey, we're selling the house to help out a family member. They were like, we're so sorry, but you have 3 months, or you can buy it and stay here, or like you have 3 months to get out. And we're sorry, but this is something we have to do that we were not expecting to have to do. We had talked about us being here long term. Being a homeowner isn't top of my list right now, or my husband's. I have invested so much in my business and my education that I am in the process of clearing out some debt because I've made like $600,000 and spent more like seven over the past 6 years or so because I have been obsessed with learning, growing, scaling, investing, all kinds of things. And I regret none of it. And also, I don't want to purchase a home right now. That feels restrictive. That feels like the wrong move, even though we don't want to move right now. So what we are doing, and we did, me and my husband, we haven't told my kid yet, so if you know her in real life, do not tell her yet, was we processed it, and it took us, a few hours, honestly. It was a nervous system, like, oh my God, not again, I don't want to move again. And I moved through the, like, maybe we could stay, maybe we could, like, get creative, we can figure it out. But then the more we felt into that timeline, it felt Like that was the ego saying, stay, this is cozy, this is our comfort zone. And it felt actually quite restrictive. And when it was like, there is a new adventure available to us, I was like, ah, it's always been something even better. Every time the universe has redirected me, it's oftentimes grid work where I need to go and be in a new space. So sorry, family, for me being moved around to be able to hold the energy in somewhere new and clear something. But it's also been something even better for our family. The numerology of the house I'm in right now is a 9 house. And I was like, oh, I don't know if we're going to be able to stay here, even though it's so perfect. This does not feel like the place I'm going to be building so much from. And I know over the next year and a half, like the astrological transits that are moving through my house, my personal houses, watch out. Like there's going to be such a quick acceleration of everything that I am here to do and teach, because I have been spending the last 15 years preparing for this moment, my entire lifetime, honestly, and lifetimes before that. So yeah, in the space of a few hours, I moved from like, oh, I just really want to stay, I don't want to do this, to like, oh my gosh, I'm excited about this new opportunity. And I had to regulate my nervous system. I had to move that energy out. And then I was able to clearly feel the energy of the possibility, of the future potential, of this is actually happening for me, not to me. And it's still not my favorite thing, but my human and the divine plan are not always in alignment. Sometimes I'm asked to do things that I don't want to do. And I do them dutifully because I am a obedient to the divine kind of gal. I have learned that I have to be, otherwise I just get the shit kicked out of me. And also, I have felt this many times in the past where I have been told that I am doing something and I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to have to do it. From being a spiritual teacher when I was just 8 years old, that's what Spirit told me. And I was like, no, you got the wrong guy. To, having to move my business online, to just even programs that I have to do, things I have to speak about. I can be a very reluctant freaking spiritual foot soldier in whatever the divine plan is. Very reluctant. I don't like change. My Taurus rising is like, absolutely not. Like, let me stay in this comfy bubble. And then when I tap into my highest self, the future timeline, the possibility, all of that stuff, when I can reorient my sense of duty and obligation into full coherence with the divine, I'm like, actually, I do want this. My ego does not. My ego would like to stay exactly where I am because it's perfect. I have built something perfect for myself. But like, there is this thing called evolution that has to happen in my life, because once we've like mastered a level, it's on to the next one, right? Like, so I was able to reorient myself from the duty, okay, well, this is happening to you energy, into the desire, the possibility, the potential, the like, all right, it's happening, so might as well like get really excited about it and dream into what is possible and align myself with that energetically. That happened to me also when I was planning for this upcoming year, and I wasn't going to throw Psychic AF, my formerly divine channel program. And I was operating, I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. If that's what you want, that's totally fine. I was like, I guess it'll be good for other things. And my amazing coach, Genevieve Rackham, was like, this is what you want. This is exactly what you want. Like, you have to tap into the desire for this because you were divinely guided to do it. And so it is what you desire. And I was like, oh, you're right. And so I was like, reorientation into it. And that energy of like, what if this is the thing? What if this is the exact thing that I need? Because of course it is. Reoriented me energetically into that. And our first call for Psychic AF was amazing. And I was honestly so freaking moved by how many of my former students, because many people have come through this program before, are showing up and doing it too, again, because they can feel the need for it, the foundational level. Talking about it brought me hundreds of new people on social media, so I've welcomed more people into my world. And it sets us up for the next things that are coming up so beautifully. I will be teaching how to reorient yourself from the energy of should and have to and duty and obligation into desire inside the Abundant AF membership. If you are not already in there, that is the most incredible space with the most amount of crazy, insane value, because there is so much in there. live and in the vault, that is all about living in the frequency of abundance. We've got access to the quantum, which is the realm of infinite possibility, because that's where your intuition and your magic and all of that is accessible in the frequency of abundance. That's where we learn to live. We also play with money and business and things like that, because it's like enlightenment, get to the frequency of abundance, and then let's bring it into your physical reality and create grounded systems and structures and businesses and channels for wealth to flow so you can do your thing here on the planet. Inside the membership, we are going and playing with all kinds of pieces. It's like a magical buffet of like business and energetic magic activations, belief repatternings, workshops, master classes, just incredible resources in there that are freaking life changing. It is $77 a month Canadian, so that's like about $44 a month USD. Yeah, if you are not already in there, highly recommend. You can join me live or on the replay for From Duty to Desire. We had a guest expert in this month, Melissa Marina, and I'm just about to record a podcast with her, so I'll be wrapping this up pretty quickly. But that was magical too, where we were doing an identity up level. I've had feng shui experts and human design experts come in to round out some of the things about wealth and abundance that I'm not teaching. I have so many amazing guest experts lined up, but I also bring it when I am teaching in there. We also have psychic Q&A. So if you've ever wanted coaching from me, that is the easiest place to get it. So over this next while, I am going to be focusing on the illumination of your freaking magic, of our magic, because this has always been like, what I have gone through, going from secret mystic to spiritual teacher, in my light and visibility, and creating the structural capacity energetically to hold it without burning out, because that's a whole journey. And I want to support the Lightworkers who are going through this as well, who are knowing that there is no time like the present to step into more leadership. I love working in this advisory role to support you in remembering who the fuck you are, divine shining star, how to dissolve the density and the beliefs and all the heaviness, the shit that's not yours, that's holding you into this restricted expression of your light. I want your light to be unfucking filtered and shining bright, inspiring other people, showing them that they can do that too. Because this is the solution to every problem that we have on this planet, right? Your light shining bright and your divine connection so you can instantly get your next right step, and then have the confidence and clarity in your skill set and your knowledge and your know-how and all of that, so that you're like, okay, I'll do that next right step. And then you just keep getting more and more and you build something magical as fuck. Like this is the way to the new earth, the new experience on earth, the new ancient expression of source consciousness on this planet that we are co-creating together. So if you are wanting to know how we can go deeper into the magic together, please message me, or you can email me too. My links are available because I am so ready to serve. I am excited to move into this next phase. I am so stoked to be living here right now, even though it's crazy, even though it's terrifying and overwhelming, because I feel the future. I feel where we're headed, and we need the visionaries who can feel that energy too, to be just fucking out in the world, showing people what is possible energetically. It is not the time to be hiding. In fact, I think it's selfish. I'm not saying you can't rest. I'm not saying any of that. Don't get it twisted. But I am saying we need your light now, and you can't necessarily hold it all by yourself. So please reach out if I can support you in any way. I am just so honored that we get to journey together. Thank you for being in my world. If you are in Abundant AF or Magical AF, then I will see you on the Duty to Desire that's happening on, I want to say Thursday. And we'll talk soon. I'll see you next week at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. If you are in Canada and you celebrate Happy Family Day, my kid's off on a play date. So I was like, well, I'll get some work done. today. And we bought her a new IKEA bed just like a couple days before we get this, like, you're going to move. And so, like, well, that's annoying because they're going to like have to put it together and then take it apart. But you know what? All is perfect, all is divine. And if I don't fight it, if I am in full acceptance of it, then it feels just fine. It's when we are not able to surrender to the flow of what is happening and we're fighting it because we want to control it that we experience pain, suffering, tension in the body. We get to move through the feelings. I am not a spiritual bypassy person anymore. About a decade and a half ago, I learned how to feel my feelings. And that is something so important to me. You know, I had a little cry. It was a small cry about needing to move, but then it moved through me. And because I didn't tell myself the story about how much this sucked, and I tapped into the possibility of like, how is this happening for me? I could feel it. And then energetically, I was like, amazing, let's fucking go. And now I'm literally excited. I'm like, we have 3 months, but like, let's get into it. Let's see what's out there. I am restraining myself right now. So yeah, this is the energy. Being in the divine flow and co-creating with it is going to take you so much further than trying to make a go of it alone. I'm sending you so much love. We'll talk soon.